Hey guys, the new season of Jujutsu Kaisen has started to come out very recently. I'm a little late on it, but that's because, it's my first ever YouTube video. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to review and analyze all these cool shows that I watch instead of just posting edits on things like TikTok. My name is XRats. And as you just heard, I post on TikTok and really only TikTok. But now I'm trying to really cast my net out and post on YouTube. So if you would please like, subscribe, and turn on that bell. Is that like the YouTube thing? Oh, also for the whole video, spoilers ahead. Chapter 1, Yuji's Trauma. So the very first scene really sets the mood, like immediately for the new season, by giving us an entire minute straight of Yuji washing his hands. There's an obvious sense of symbolism here by showing Yuji struggling with his guilt of, humans whenever Sukuna was in control of his body. We've seen Yuji over and over struggle with this kind of guilt when it comes to things like that, especially when it's things like Mahito's transfigured humans, or even, spoiler alert, Sukuna at the end of Jujutsu Kaisen. Throughout this whole scene though, there isn't a drop of music. Nothing but silence, which I love it. It adds a lot of creepiness and tension to the scene, which is like what it needed. We then cut to a scene of Yuji listening to his surroundings while a giant curse tries to reach him. Since this is the start of the episode, we have no context like where this came from, so we immediately believe that it's just Yuji hunting curses like he was in the last episode of season 2. But this is quickly shattered due to a little certain someone named Yuta stalking Yuji from a completely different building. Yuji knows he can't beat Yuta due to him just seeing the amount of curse energy Yuta has. So, he runs, ducking in and out of buildings, trying to stay hidden. But eventually, Yuji jumps out of a window and is snatched up by that same giant curse that, he was being stalked by earlier, and is flown high up into the air. And a flash, and then we hear a sharp, lingering, slicing sound. The curse falls onto Yuji, and we're presented with the real threat. Special grade sorcerer Yuta Akotsu. We get this beautiful shot of Yuta pinning Yuji with his sword in this weird theater. There's this beautiful tree and stuff behind it. It's whatever, it's an anime only thing, and I love it. It really helps make Yuta this kind of creepy, antagonist-like character. That's how he really was supposed to be. Like, if you go read the manga, he is this creepy kind of guy. Like, he's a creep, and I love it. But, in the anime, they kind of fumbled with it, so it was nice to have this scene. But, before we keep going with Yuta versus Yuji, let's follow the episode by how it goes. So, Chapter 2, Worst Brother Award and Best Brother Award. The first look we get of the bum Naoya Zenin is him walking with a servant while they talk about what's happening inside of the Zenin clan right now, with like the clan leader's health, Obito, and even they talk about Maki's health a little bit, which is nice. But immediately, Maki's name being mentioned sets off a misogyny alarm for Naoya, and he, of course, begins to talk shit about Maki and his ideology about how women should just be a lesser human for men, you know? He also talks about how Mai is better than Maki because of her mentality, her strength, and her similar rack. Upon arrival to the meeting room with his brothers Jinchi and Ogi, he immediately says how he's guaranteed to be the next head because of Ogi being dragged down by his daughters and Jinichi being too ugly. Yeah, wrap it up. Toji took all the good genes, let's be honest. They are then told about Nobito dying and the will he left behind, and how the main takeaway from the conversation is that Naoya is the head of the clan unless something happens to Satoru Gojo, then Megumi becomes the head of the clan. It's whatever. All you need to know is that Megumi is the head of the clan now. So, of course, hearing that Megumi is the head of the clan now, Naoya gets pissed, and he immediately goes out to try and find him and take him out. We immediately get the best shot of the entire episode right after we see Naoya go out, and it is of Yuji on the stairs with a dark red light just looming over him, kind of giving the sense of his guilt and remorse that he has for all the humans that he, But this time, there's the GOAT! Choso walking down to Yuji like the angel he is. Choso, of course, instantly asks if Yuji is healing well and is okay, and then the normal stuff that a brother should be doing. We then get yet another hint that Sukuna is itching to get his hands on Megumi. After Yuji and Choso talk for a bit, mostly Yuji because, he's a little sad. We finally get to see the continuation of the last episode of Season 2, and it's pretty cool to see that they're really remembering to tie it all together and not just fumbling. The animation here is really good, but all we really need to take away from it is Choso absolutely sniping 10 of those persons. But after that, we see Yuji holding up this giant ass curse that kind of looks like Ganesha that Kenjaku has, but I don't know if it is. I'm not really sure. But Choso starts glazing, absolutely glazing, and gives Yuji yet another tough nickname besides, Vessel, and calls him a war god. So Choso then mentions that Yuji's father should have had stitches on his head, but we know in the manga that it is not in fact his father, and instead was his mother that was taken over by Kenjaku and took back shots, son. We all seen it. It's a really cool thing that in the scene, the main focus is, Choso, because he's in the center, but you could see, like, up on the bridge, Naoya just comes out of nowhere. No sound, no nothing, he just, like, flash steps into the scene. It's awesome, right? I don't like Naoya, but this is tough. So, after a brief scuffle between the guys and the famous Naoya hair scene that's fucking everywhere right now, we get one of the coolest oh fuck moments of when Yuta pulls up in the zaziest pose he has ever pulled. He questions the Bum and Choso about their relationships with Yuji, and the Bum, of course, immediately clears his name because he doesn't want any trouble with Yuta, of all people. While Yuta and Naoya are talking, Choso and Yuji are seen in the back making plans for Yuji to run and Choso to hold back Naoya. After we get some straight bars from Choso against Naoya, and the somewhat well executed chase scene between Yuji and Yuta. I mean, it's well executed. I just like the manga more. The manga did it better. But we cut to where we were in the beginning with Yuji being pinned down. Chapter 3. Put to death. As Yuji and Yuta stare into each other's eyes, all romantically, we begin a full anime-only scene with Yuji getting away from Yuta and having a nice hand-to-sword scuffle. We get some nice smooth scenes of Yuji dodging and weaving, and Yuji jumps onto the second floor and... Wait a minute. Yuta turns into a fucking rocket and flies straight at Yuji. I thought he was gonna jump. I thought he was just gonna walk up there or something. He propels himself with curse energy out of his feet and takes the fight outside and then just starts to glaze Yuji. You know, Yuji being Gojo's student and how strong Gojo is and how cool Gojo... okay, it's more about Gojo, but Yuji gets some nice little glaze in there too. We also get some nice inner commentary whenever the fight starts again about Yuji analyzing what it means to be a sorcerer and curse energy proficiency, and we get these nice visuals about Todo where he's like meditating, which is so weird but so Todo at the same time. Yuji breaks Yuta's sword from a knife that he picked up from someone's car. I mean, just who leaves a military knife out in their car with the window down too? Anywho, Yuta decides enough is enough and reveals his new technique. Since JJK0, Yuta freed Rika and, you know, lost the ability to summon her. So we didn't really know until this chapter and, well, I want to say this episode, but the manga obviously came out way before. But we didn't really know if Rika was still in Yuta's arsenal. But now he has a Shikigami that acts exactly like Rika, but the Shikigami is weaker. It's something like that. But really, all you need to know is that when Yuta activates Rika's full power, she gains all her past abilities and strength for only 5 minutes. Yuji gets grabbed and hugged by Rika, so cute, and rightfully, he freaks the hell out. He's like, oh my god, what the fuck is this thing? As Yuji is freaking out though, Yuta is just walking up all cold like, and he's creepy, right? He lifts his broken katana and just stabs Yuji right in the heart. And it's so sad seeing Yuji die again and again, and it always has something to do with the heart. Like, can we give his heart a break? That's it for the first episode though. Like, that was just... Yuji's dead, Choso's fighting Naowa, and that's really it. But in conclusion, this was like an amazing episode. It was a really good start to the new season. It had really good animation, but I'm super bummed about some of the line deliveries, yeah, something like that, in the dub, because those are really, really weird. Like, Nairo's voice, it is low-key so bad. Like, I hate it. I expected him to be a little higher pitched and more snarky, but he was just like super, like, oh, you know? Kind of like how Gato was in the sub versus how he is in dub. But I like Gato's. He's a little hot. What? Who said that? But I think that's expected from dub. And you know, that's it. That's the only gripe I have, except for the car scene not being there. But they made up for it with all the anime only stuff, you know. And also, I have to say, if you somehow got this far into the video just listening to my annoying ass voice, thank you so much. And would you please subscribe to me, because I want to keep making these videos, and it would mean a lot to me if I really had an audience to go with it, you know? I keep on saying, you know. Anywho, X-Rats out!